Today is Tuesday, October the 6th. I think I have to look. Yeah, the 6th. And I am your host, KC Phoenix. All right, this is my daily thought. And for those who may not know, my daily thought is a supplement to the Keeping It Real with KC show. KIRWKC.com is the main podcasting platform. I'm definitely doing better than yesterday. Yesterday was different. Things are stabilizing. I'm going to record this, run a few errands, and then I'm going to hop right back in the bed. For this, which I have to tell you what happened yesterday. Yesterday, something interesting happened. Love is love is crazy, man. So yesterday, I recorded this morning, or yesterday morning, just like I'm recording this morning now. I don't have my other phone near me, but I think it's like maybe 8:30 or something in the morning, Pacific Standard Time. Yesterday, I wasn't feeling well. And just to make sure, because I've been dealing with the after effects of mono and all that other stuff, I had called my ex, the one that I mentioned before in the show, and I asked him to come over just to make sure that something didn't cascade, because due to the complications that had arose from whatever I ate, I didn't want that to push any of the other stuff I was dealing with over the edge. And then, so I was just like, hey, can you come over, just watch me for a little while, make sure everything's on the up and up? And he was like, yeah, sure. So he came over, and it was cool. We did go up the street to Target because I bought me an air purifier. And I have to say, it's actually right behind me, if you can see it here. That's it, right there. I bought it. I got the Honeywell. And I have to say that it seems like it's made a little bit of a difference on an air quality level within the apartment, or in my apartment. But we went to Target, did that, and I got a pillow too. I bought a different type of pillow because my other pillow that I had, I didn't like it. And then we came back, ordered some food, did that, and we chit-chatted a little bit, and I was just taking it easy. But the thing that I noticed was that everything had changed. It changed. You can truly fall out of love with somebody. You can still love them, but not be in love with them anymore. And yesterday was an example of that for me, because he was around, but it's like when I was in love with him, anytime I saw him, I light up. Whether it was, okay, if I can articulate my words here, whether it was physically in front of my face where I would light up when I saw him, or internally where I would light up when I saw him. And yesterday, I was happy that he took time out of his day to come up, and grateful for that. But and I appreciated him for coming up, but it didn't go beyond that. It didn't it wasn't like it was. And that was, I feel there's a reason, there's usually a reason for everything. The universe puts things in motion and does things so you can learn. And I learned that A, you can truly fall out of love with someone. And B, as I mentioned before, it was confirmed again, something that I already knew. Life will go on. Life does go on. And also I learned that I healed, because when he made the decision to leave, I didn't know if I was going to be able to heal. I was just sort of wondering for a while and trying to repair myself emotionally and mentally and spiritually and all that stuff after the breakup. But while he was here yesterday, and he came here early, not early, early, but early enough in the morning. I want to say around 9 yesterday, he came here, and he left probably about close to 7 something, give or take, and the only reason he left is because I told him hey, I'm gonna go to sleep soon. So, and I'm like, I think I'm good, because we ate around 3, and it was already around 7, and my body wasn't acting weird or anything. And I'm like, okay, it's been about 4 hours. I was like, if my body would have started acting weird after an hour or so, then I would have become a little bit nervous. But because my body seems to be stabilizing and everything else, I'm like, let's just call it a night. I'm going to get some of this other stuff out the way and go to bed early like I usually do. And then I'll see how things go in the morning. And here we are in the morning. And like I said, I've mostly stabilized. I just need to get myself in the bed and do that. But throughout the process while he was here for several hours and me being around him, as long as I was yesterday, he was just like I don't want to say a regular person, because he's not a regular person to me. I still love him. It was just like being around a friend. It wasn't being around the love of my life, if that makes sense. So that was an interesting experience yesterday when it comes to that. So I thought I'd tell you guys that story. I always I hate that word. I always do my best to give you guys as much information as I can give you, to let you know what goes on in my life and things like that. So you have that information. As for today, my daily thought this morning is, any improvement is improvement. And I'm capitalizing the word any, because percentage, whether it's 5%, 10%, 15%, 20% of improvement, is still improvement. I'm doing this daily thought because not just for you, but also I'm guilty of this too. Where I've beat myself up sometimes because I've set a goal and I didn't reach it. And I know there are people who set goals in life and they don't always reach them to get exactly what they want. But this goes back to battle tested, when I, and for those of you who have not listened to that episode, it's called Battle Tested. Listen to it and they'll explain things. But the cover notes, the cliff notes, I mean, are that you learn as you go through things. That's the same thing with the goals you set. Even if you don't reach them, you're still learning something. And that is an improvement on you as a person. So, and that's the thing. And the other thing is, and this relates to my other episode, It's Okay to Want More, where I mentioned some people, they want more, but they're afraid. They're afraid that they'll fail. So they're just like, it's too scary. I'm not even going to try it. But when with this daily thought today, any improvement is improvement. So even if you're afraid, if you go out and do something, you will pick up something new. You don't have any choice but to pick up something new when you pursue something, because the experience itself will teach you something. It will teach you how not to do it next time. Even, I tell you what, and I'm just randomly pulling this out the air because I'm literally looking across at some glass cleaner. And then this just came to mind. Let's say that you're like, I'm going to wash all the windows in my apartment or in my house. That is my goal. And you start washing them, but you only get halfway through because you're like, oh, wow, this is larger than I could take on. But then, after it's done, if you stop, you've already washed half the windows in your apartment or house. Also, if you look at how you wash them, you might be like, okay, maybe I should have done it like this. Washed this area and then taken a 15-minute break, washed the next area because those windows are larger, and taken an hour break. And if you can dissect, you can go back through that experience and dissect what you did. And being able to do that, to know how to maneuver next time. But the thing is that the stuff you got done, that was an improvement. Those, for the windows that were dirty, if you made it halfway through, that's a 50% improvement from where it was. Any improvement is improvement. So, and that's more of a glass half full than glass half empty mentality, where you can't beat yourself up. There were a lot of goals that I had set for the previous quarter. Some of the goals I accomplished, some of the goals I did not. But the goals I got accomplished. I'll give you an example. One of the goals was to get the intro done for Keeping It Real with KC, for the show itself, which you now, if you watch on YouTube or Daily Motion, you now see an intro to the show. That was one of my goals. But I also had other goals on top of that, where some of them I didn't accomplish. And I have a bad habit of beating myself up. However, any improvement is improvement. The intro has been an improvement to the show. So that is an accomplishment. That is improvement on the show itself, even though the other things related to the show that I didn't, some of the things I didn't get accomplished, which I'm still in the process of doing, they are there, the goals are there. But for the goals I did accomplish, it's an improvement. instead of me just sitting back and not doing anything, which is what some people do out of fear or whatever, where they won't accomplish their goals. But because I was willing to set goals and step out and do something, and I'm going to say that again, and do something, then I was able to get something back. I sowed the seeds that I was able to sow, and then I reaped what I sowed. And one of those was the intro to the show, and also the intro to the my other show as well. So I'm telling everyone, I'm telling anyone who is listening or watching, don't beat yourself up when you don't accomplish your goals. If you don't accomplish all of your goals, take a look at what you did while pursuing your goal and see what you learned during that process, because you will have learned something. I guarantee it. You will have learned something while pursuing that goal. Just as you will have learned maybe what to do next time and what not to do next time. You will have learned something. And regardless, for whatever little bit you've learned, that is an improvement. Any improvement, even if it's 1%, is an improvement. But you won't be able to improve until you're willing to take the step, until you're willing to take the risk. And it's okay to take the risk. So, and after you take that risk, if you don't reach your goal, that's fine. Or goals, because I'm always setting goals. If you don't reach all of the goals, that's fine. But be willing to take the risk. Be willing to think it out. Be willing to go for it. And if you don't reach all of them, or if you don't reach any of them, that's fine. You learn something along the way. Any capital letters, and it will be capital letters in the title, any improvement is improvement. So that's all I have for my daily thought. I'm about to take care of some errands and get into bed. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's been supporting. I always appreciate it more than you ever know. KIRWKC.com. If you're watching this on YouTube or Dailymotion, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That will let you know when I upload new videos. If you are on social media, Twitter, Instagram, KIRWKC, Facebook.com/KIRWKC. I hope everyone is having an amazing week and is off to a great start. Until next time, be blessed.